Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, on the recommendations of the Governor, I beg, sir, to move that an additional amount of 24 crores 10 lakhs 14,000 be granted to the Minister in charge to defray certain charges which will come in the course of payment during the year ending 31st March 2025. The administration of the heads 2210 Medical and Public Health, 2211 Family Welfare, 2552 Northeastern Areas, 4210 Capital Outlay on Medical and Public Health, 4211 Capital Outlay on Family Welfare, 4552 Capital Outlay on Northeastern Areas.
Motion moved. Now there is a cut motions against this grant, tabled by Dr. Mukul Sangma, MLA, and Leader of the Opposition. Dr. Mukul Sangma, you may kindly move.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. I beg to move that the total provision of rupees 24 crore 10 lakhs 14,000 supplementary demand number 414 with head 2210 Medical and Public Health and 4210 Capital Outlay on Medical and Public Health at page 30 to 32 of list of supplementary demands be reduced by rupees 1, that is, the amount of the whole supplementary demand of rupees 24 crore 10 lakhs 14,000 do stand reduced by rupees 100.
Motion moved. Dr. Mukul Sangma, you may initiate the discussion.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm in a catch-22 situation because the explanatory notes, as I have indicated, but in view of this, I would put it in a different way. In respect to the para 1 in explanatory notes, the amount of 8 crore 48 lakhs is required to regularize the amount approved by way of ACF sanction. So with no clarity. So may the House be enlightened about the specific amount and how this particular amount is going to be spent, and why is the shortfall, because it is not also indicated why the shortfall is. Therefore, the components of work and the shortfall, the reasons thereof, and another one is the para 2 of the same demand, which is reflected in the explanatory notes, the amount of 14 crore, which is required to regularize the amount approved by way of CF. That means advance from CF, sanctioned by white such and such. So these also, what was that particular scope of work, which was funded that money, and where it has been spent and how it has been spent. And then another one is, which of course this is covered by the explanatory notes. Here this 1 crore 12 lakhs 14,000 is proposed for it as additional amount for following essential needs. That's pertaining to food safety, everything related around food safety. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, why I have why my attention has been drawn to this particular supplementary demand is this food safety issue has become very important for us. From the nutritional perspective, many of our lifestyle diseases are connected with food. And at the same time, while a number of initiatives are on at personal level and also through various sensitization intervention, I think this is an area where government need to focus further, because this is an area where we find complete deficiency. I have tried to do some kind of personal auditing on these. Now, go to any market. In fact, one day there was a very interesting thing. One of my good friends came, brought few of well-packed snacks. They were dry fruits, and some were these energy bars. Because I used to have energy bars, keeping in mind that sometimes we skip lunch, skip breakfast and all. So he knew that I'm carrying my energy bar, so he brought energy bar, all imported from UK. So I have the habit of checking in respect of use before, buy, or expiry date. All were expired, all were expired. So I said, Then the friend was embarrassed though, but then I said, this is what is required to be done. Expired food are being sold in the shops, and many of our people are taken unguarded. This is something which is the responsibility of the government. How many people are being affected because of this continuous consumption of this? I am not naming some of the markets. I have personally gone and seen. So many expired foods are being dumped into our state, particularly in the rural areas, in the markets. I think I'll be prompt to even suggest this idea to the Honorable Minister in charge of Health and Family Welfare also, to have some surprise visit and check for yourself. You will find many of these shelves having expired foods, packed foods. So therefore, this particular wing of Health and Family Welfare Department must be strengthened. Many of these are preventive measures. We'll end up confronted by many of diseases which are somehow the diseases which were not seen in the past. I, being a medical professional, we see lots of diseases which are not somehow part of the diseases which were with our people. New diseases. Diseases which were not seen, not heard. And lots of research is being done, and lots of research documents are available for us to connect these diseases with the kind of food we have. Besides junk foods and other things, these junk foods are again expired. They're poisons, they're toxins. And the kids, school kids are eating in front of the school. In front of the school. Many of the schools, in front of the schools you have markets. And all these markets, most of them have these expired foods. Therefore, this money may not be enough even. You have to look at further strengthening the whole manpower in this sector. How many food inspectors we have? Are we still using this nomenclature, food inspector, or have we started having some new? So it is time now, therefore, to relook at this particular very essential component of the responsibility of the department. Food safety, food security, notwithstanding, the food safety which revolves around the well-being, the hazardous impact on the health. Many of our young boys and girls are suffering from fatty liver. This fatty liver is a very dangerous disease, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. Very dangerous, particularly for men. Many of our men have this problem of hypertrophy, prostate. This is connected with fatty liver because our estrogen and testosterone, whole metabolism and catabolism is done by the liver. So this whole aspect, I see many of our friends, our co-workers, all the time having, these are all connected with food, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. And because today we do not have the luxury of having access to the food grown by our people. So this food safety, even the law which governs this must be reviewed, because health is a state subject. Don't wait for Government of India. Health is a state subject. We must look at whether there is a need to further come with a new legislation to cover certain areas in as far as food is concerned. Even the fish, even the meat, they're all food. So all the ingredients that ultimately comes, the ingredients which are as inputs for our food on the dining table, they have to be looked at. I would like to urge the minister in charge, please take care of this, because otherwise we will have a generation next who will be confronted with many unforeseen challenges of, health problem. So I think prevention is better than cure, and this is one way by which we can prevent many of the chances of our people from getting affected by diseases which were not somehow seen amongst our community. So with this few submission, I don't want to be elaborate because there are many other things, but please examine the whole responsibility pertaining to legislation so that we can cover everything exhaustively, have a committee, or if you want to have some discussion, further discussion, look at all the possibilities, but it must be done. And therefore, may I get assurance through this cut motion that the government will take cognizance of this serious concern of food safety and its ramification on our health, on the community health, and take all the measures needed, both legislation and other measures, executive measures. Thank you. With these few words, I make this submission and I expect a positive response from the Minister in charge.
Thank you. Leader of the Opposition, with your medical profession, you have created awareness among us. So may I know any other members who would like to participate? Yeah, Ronnie Ringlo.
Sir, I also rise to support this cut motion because it is pertaining to food safety. So when you go towards Apashilong, you'll see a lot of these hawkers, with kind of bamboo-like hanging there. So I don't know that kind of candy, that pink candy. I was told it is carcinogenic, sir. And a lot of people are buying that candy, what they call it?
Candy floss.
Candy floss, yes. So even the color, I don't know if the color being used is, good for, consumption. So, sir, I don't know. It's being sold every day, and mostly people who buy are people from the rural areas, maybe possibly give to their babies. And then there are those, now you see, sir, in the rural areas, now those small packed chips or, those. So I don't know whether those are also checked, because now a lot of, like the Honorable LO was saying, a lot of diseases could be, these could be the cause for, all these diseases. Now you have people suffering from kidney failure, from liver failure and all that. Maybe, possibly, I don't know, I'm not a medical doctor, but possibly it could be because of the food that we consume, the food that, are not so safe for consumption. So if possible, if we have this safety checks, it'll be good, sir, because, and then you have this food being sold, all over the town. There is no safety precaution at all. For example, when you go towards Muda, so with all the traffic there, and you see the food being sold openly like that, noodles and rice and all that, sir. And then you go to Lidemkrat, similarly, food being sold openly. There is no safety precaution at all taken, sir, by these, hawkers, by these food sellers. So if this can be taken, because I see a lot of young people, maybe after college they feel hungry, they go and eat, young people, and then maybe people, after work, they feel hungry, they eat from the roadside vendors. But then you can see, sir, there is no coverage at all of all those food. So I don't know, I request the minister, being the local MLA of Lidemkrat, maybe she'll take more care so that her people themselves do not fall ill because of food that they consume that are contaminated. So these are only my concern. So ensure, and then of course, like for example, when you go towards Apashilong, just near that junction we call Relbong, no, sir? You'll see a lot of these line up, these people with all that candy floss being sold. And even the color, looks so hazardous. So this we can check. That's all, sir.
Any other member? If there is no other member to participate in the discussion, may I request the Honorable Minister in charge to make a reply, please.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, I am thankful to the Honorable Member from Songsang constituency and LO, Dr. Mukul Sangma, for moving this very, very important cut motion. Sir, this gives me an opportunity to explain why there is a need for the passing of this supplementary demand, sir. Yes, there was ambiguity in the explanatory note, which I hope in the course of my reply will be self-explanatory. And yes, we regret and we will ensure that this is not repeated, sir. Sir, the total breakup of the 24 crores, 10 lakhs, 14,000 is as follow under the heads that I will indicate now. So number 1, continuing medical education. 50 lakhs was indicated under this head. Number 2, health infrastructure related works. Rupees 18 crores is indicated. Number 3, solarization of health facilities, rupees 4 crores 48 lakhs. And the 4th component is the food safety equipment and infrastructure amounting to 1 crore 12 lakhs and 14,000 only, sir. Sir, every medical professional in this modern generation of work and work culture has to attend continuous medical education and continuous professional development. So all of these efforts have now become mandatory in every life of every professional in the health sector. So we have, for example, sent several of our doctors because of our inability for the doctors for various factors to qualify and to be sent out to further their education. We have what we call the CEMONC and the LSSA training of medical officers. We have realized, sir, that we have to strengthen our primary healthcare system. And to achieve this, we are collaborating with several agencies to achieve and attain this very important training for our MOs so that they can handle all the difficult situations in the primary healthcare system, sir. So we are collaborating, for example, with the government of Tamil Nadu, where we have been able to train several doctors in this expansion of healthcare. For example, cesarean sections and emergency OB facilities are now going to be available in the FRUs. So this is an effort to try and reduce the maternal and neo-mortality rates that is there in our healthcare systems. So we have also sent doctors for training in ultrasonography. And all of this, sir, government has to invest. And hence, we have had to invest to send our doctors to these various programs. We also send them for the postgraduate diploma family medicine. Then we are spending a lot of money on all of these heads. For example, on the doctors on the CMOC and SAS, we are spending close to 150.71 lakhs in order to ensure that our doctors go to these institutions to educate themselves, to train themselves to handle these local conditions. So we are also expected to spend about 6,76,000 for the postgraduate program in family medicine. So then we have also, we are expecting to spend a lot of money also, 17,76,000 plus other expenditures to send our doctors to the state training on National Board of Examination to prepare ourselves for these medical colleges, especially the 2-year program in radio diagnosis and anesthesiologists in civil hospital. We are doing that as well. So we are spending a lot of money under this head, sir. Sir, the second component involves payment and expenditures to be incurred to strengthen our health institutions at various areas. So our healthcare facilities such as hospitals, PHCs and CHCs throughout the state have to be strengthened. We have to ensure that we have all the facilities, the hospital wards, the technical assistance, the rooms that will be correctly made to be able to have better facilities in all of the various centers. So we also feel that our diagnostic centers, our ambulatory services, all of this has to be attended, and the amount is indicated thereof. Some of the programs that are ongoing, sir, is the 100-bedded civil hospital at Resu Belpara, which still remains we are still yet to inaugurate it. So we have the Shangpung Primary Health Center in West Janji Hills. We have the Kherapara PHC, which is now getting upgraded to CHC. We have the construction of the urban health centers at Lomparing. Then we have the upgradation of the Millennium Umthlong sub-center to a 10-bedded PHC in East Khasi Hills. These are just some of the examples that I'm giving you. Altogether, sir, we are now targeting 16 numbers of hospitals, 31 numbers of community health centers, 115 numbers of primary health centers, and 13 numbers of dispensaries. So you will agree with me, sir, that it is important for us to build a safe space for our staff when they are posted to various health centers of the department. So we are working on ensuring that we strengthen all the quarters. Most of the quarters are in a dilapidated condition. Some of the quarters have certain deficiencies like water, electricity. We are working on all of this, and hence we need this SD to cover all of these expenditures that have been incurred by the department, and hence the amount has been moved by advance of contingency fund and this supplementary demand. Sir, 4 crores 48 lakhs has been invested to return to the National Health Mission program under the state component. The National Health Mission Meghalaya, in association with the donor partners, implemented decentralized renewable energy solutions with efficient medical equipment at the public health facilities in Meghalaya to strengthen the health facilities and to provide quality healthcare service. Because of the breakdown of a power service, because of weather conditions or any other conditions, some of these facilities remain in the dark and cannot function. So we have decided that a total of 531 health centers needed to be solar powered. And we are on the job to make sure that there is this renewable energy, and we decentralize renewable energy as a solution to some of the problems that we see happening in our health facilities. So we have therefore introduced this mechanism to ensure that we are able to make all of our centers functional 24/7 to the furthest extent possible. We have added solar modules, batteries, inverters. A lot of our emergency OTs and emergency centers in most of our centers are now being powered by solar energy. And we feel that this is working. And we need to ensure that we live up to the expectations of our people. Sir, we also have ensured that the state components of all of our schemes is paid up to date, so that it does not therefore cripple the functioning of the National Health Mission. Sir, we have also proposed an ACF amounting to 1 crore 12 lakhs and 14,000 to meet the urgent procurement and essential renovations required for improving the food safety and nutritional analysis capabilities in the state of Meghalaya. I agree 100% with the Honorable LO in the strict and vigilant execution of office of the food inspectorates. Both the Honorable LO and the Honorable MLA, Mr. R.V. Lingdo, have highlighted this. So today we have 15 food inspectors, which is again something which was never there before, and we are playing a more vigilant role. These inspectors, sir, across the state have conducted 2,080 approximate checkings. We check restaurants, we check hotels, we check the retail outlets, we check the wholesale outlets, the shops. We are trying our best, sir, to ensure that food consumed by citizens is food which will not cause health hazards to them in the future. So we have also levied spot fines. 150 of such spot fines have been executed in East Castle Hills alone. So we have also focused on the various allegations related and circulating around quality of potable water. And we are happy to inform this August House that 21 such samples have been tested and verified in the interests of the water that is to be consumed by our citizens. So with the matter of hawkers, it's beyond anybody's imagination. Too many complications, cases are pending in the court, and hence I just have one thing to say as a citizen of my own constituency, that it is very dangerous to see the meat that is being sold in the open, the bad quality food that is being sold on the streets. But hawkers and their sale of products, our inspectors have been already told and instructed that they must be vigilant and they must close down these sales and outlets that are unhealthy in nature. But like I reiterate again, hawker issue is beyond just the control of the health department, but yet we are definitely on high alert, and we take all suggestions given by both the honorable members who rose to participate in the cut motion, sir. So we have spent 27 lakhs 14,000 on the RT-PCR machine. This machine, sir, is an instrument which is very crucial in nature, and it tests organic testing and certifies food safety for all kinds of products and producers which require the certification of the office as empowered by the government of India. So this bomb calorie meter costed about 30 lakhs. This is a nutritional analyzer. It is a state-of-the-art equipment. It conducts advanced food quality and nutritional assessments. So this is a tool again which is procured in the interests of the public. We need to start testing all the kinds of foods that our public are consuming, and we are one with the opposition in the two members that expressed their concerns that food and food intake is likely the most important parameter for the evaluation of quality of health of our citizens. We thank you for your suggestions, and we will work harder to ensure that sometimes we go beyond just the authority of the health department and live up to some of these challenges, which will obviously be very complicated. So we have also renovated this lab because we realize in this generation, not to have a testing lab which is state of the art would be discriminating the public from a right to food testing. We have spent 30 lakhs for that one lab, and we have upgraded workspaces of our officials. We now have an administration unit. We have a storehouse. We are now able to accommodate all of our equipments and streamline our testing procedures. So, while testing the food, our staff also need to be protected from the exposures that can occur while testing procedures are on. So, we have also ensured that we are able to also protect our own staff and provide for them working conditions that will insulate them from any external infections and exposures. So we have to spend money for the exchange of ideas, exchange of staff of the Department of Health in its totality, and we have to conduct several conclaves, conferences, so that we are able now to also understand the current trends and the fast rate at which disease, public health become compromised in the state of Meghalaya. We are working very hard with the FSSAI and the APADA to ensure that all of the products now that are becoming unique to the state of Meghalaya, like our wines, like our dried and hydrated food products, are all tested within the state of Meghalaya. Once upon a time, a producer producing such items would have to go all the way to Guwahati or Assam to do these testings. But today we have these testing facilities within the state of Meghalaya. Yes, sir, we have to spend to create public awareness. And this head also contains publicity and media awareness. Because most of the time, we are feeding ourselves food which can cause much problem to us in our lives. I hope, sir, that I have been able to cover all of the queries which were very specific in nature by the Honorable LO and the Honorable MLA from Millim, Ronnie V. Lindo. And I hope that the Honorable LO, the mover of the motion, will withdraw his cut motion and allow the department to go ahead, strengthen its infrastructure, work on all our challenges, make sure our dispensaries are well furnished, make sure our testing materials are state of the art, make sure an ultrasound reaches the furthest PHC or CHC that is possible. We are working on this, sir, and we hope that we will be able to function better as the days come. With these few words, sir, once again, I request the Honorable LO and mover of this motion to kindly withdraw his cut motion.
May I know the minds of the mover of the motion, whether he would like
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I thank the Honorable Minister in charge for replying. But at the same time, from the reply itself, we heard her well, trying our best, that is the quote. And another one is, we'll have to try harder. So that means we are not yet doing our best. We need to try harder. Because if best is what it is, then it is not enough. So therefore, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, few areas which I expected the Minister in charge to cover was to look at how further strengthening, because I am already aware of the number of posts of the food inspectors and all existing measures. I have suggested specifically to look beyond what is being done now, because what is being done now is not good enough. That's the reason. You still have expired food and food which are not subjected to this stringent scrutiny from food safety still taking place. So we have to go beyond what is being done. And at the same time, these testing facilities must be in such a way that you have in the western part, in Jaintia Hills, in some border areas, and also mobile. So I think I would like to submit through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, that these points may be taken into cognizance. And with these few words, I beg the leave of the House to withdraw the cut motion.
Thank you. Since the mover has withdrawn his cut motion, now let me put the question before the House. The question is that grant number 14 be passed. Those who are for the motion say aye. Those who are against the motion say no. Ayes have it, ayes have it. And the motion is carried and the grant number 14 is passed.